Standing seam panels are not that difficult to work with. What you do need to learn how to do is tune the panels. That's what we call it around here. We call it tuning the panels. The bottom end is going to roll over under the drip edge to give you more wind resistance, and we're going to fold the top end as well. While you need to do those things, you need a square, a pencil, red and green snips, and your folding tool. I set this just a little under an inch. A lot of people say, oh, you got to do it an inch. I do it a little less than an inch because I've noticed that if you fold it at an inch, most drip edge has that 1 inch overhang. But for some reason, in case it's off, when you do right at an inch, the edge of this metal, when it's being brought under the drip edge, will scratch the face of the drip edge. So I do about 7/8, okay? And use your square to mark. And you want to check for any burrs here. Sometimes a burr can push you farther out, so check for it. Mark your surfaces. And out here on the outside rib, just mark it and then actually come down and get a square mark down. In this case, I'm going to start with my reds because this is going to be our scrap garbage here, this side, and the way the reds do, they push up here. So it'll mangle part of this, and I don't want to damage the metal that I'm keeping. So I cut there. I come here and I cut right across the top crease. And I cut right down in the bottom crease. Fold that up a bit. Fold that in. Cut across there. Now I'm going to switch to my greens. Same reason. See, if I use the greens, it'll push this excess up out of my way. Give me access for a nice, smooth cut. Come back with my reds. And then I like to come in here and get rid of these sharp edges. You don't have to do it, but I'll round that out. And here I'll take my greens and I'll just use the side of the rib as a guide. Snip down here. Take a little of that off. If this were painted, I'd say use a smooth face hammer. We're doing a galvanized metal, so we're not really going to scratch anything. Just give it a couple of love taps. Then, the fold. There we go. Now, we're going to do the bottom, folding down. Now, some people don't do the top. Why do we do the top? Well, these striations actually make the metal a little narrower. So when we fold it, it actually flattens them out. Not much. Makes your panel just a hair wider. Between, a 1/16th to a 32nd. Doesn't sound like much, but if you don't do the top, you widen the bottom, within 5-6 panels, suddenly you're off square. And if you're going a long ways, got a lot of panels to run, you'll be way out of square. And then you're up there fighting when you get to the edge and you can't figure out why you're getting to the far end and you're out of square. So if you do the top as well, it narrows the top, narrows the bottom, keeps them in conjunction with each other. One other important thing, I like to use 2 different squares for my top and bottom. And I don't know where the sun, there he is. That son of mine moved his over here. I don't go an inch on the top. What I actually do is set it measuring down from the rib to the bottom of the pan, okay? The reason being, I'm going to put flashing on this. I do not want this, if I did an inch or something, it would be up higher, and my metal flashing could hit it, and then I've got to trim it. So I just set it to be the height of the rib, and it doesn't give me any problems down the road. That's panel tuning 101. If you have any more questions, don't ask me, I don't know. I'm kidding. Just shoot me an email, ScottRoofwalker, iCloud.com.